lovelies, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to showcase what it was like going through COVID, specifically our morning routine this day. This was our first day learning that the entire family had COVID. It was just really rough. Yeah, that was just a glimpse of our morning. So we woke up really early, about 6 o'clock. The baby really wanted to listen to some nursery rhymes, or at least that's what I put on for him because he just wouldn't stop crying. He was super congested. But then all the kids were up at this point. As you can see, the baby's still fussy, but our oldest son, he is so used to being on a strict routine with school that he got up himself and brushed his teeth, washed his face. We immediately got him ready to do his nebulizer treatment. He has been wheezing from COVID, so he has to do his breathing treatment about 4 times a day. So that's what Dad is doing here. He's just putting in his little medicine in the nebulizer. And then after Troy does his nebulizer treatment, then that's when I move on to trying to get my hygiene and my daughter's hygiene together. I also want to say that all the kids, in the end, always sleep in bed with us. No matter how many times we put them in their own space, they always wake up next to us. But it's okay. I know it won't last forever. So anyways, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm washing my face, doing all that I have to do to get myself prepared. And then as you can see, I'm having my daughter wash her hands like 5, 20, 30 times a day because, you know, do I have to say again? We all have COVID. And it's just been really, really rough. So I knew this was something that I would want to look back on and just, remember. Now, Troy is actually the one who brought COVID home from school. Before he went to school, we actually, as a family, didn't get sick for 2 years, which is insane because as soon as he went to school, we constantly kept getting sick. So this has definitely been, just a really rough experience. But anyways, with him having COVID, we had to report to the school that he had COVID, and so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just letting the school staff know that, hey, our son has COVID, and this is me, real life moment, telling the kids to, lower their voice while I'm on the phone. Now, in the beginning of the school year, if a child had COVID, the whole entire class will be closed down. But in this case, because, schools in the middle of the year, what they do now is they just tell the parents of the students that our son sat next to, if they want to quarantine, they can quarantine, so that's kind of how it goes so that the whole class doesn't shut down. But in our case, our son ended up having to quarantine for 2 weeks because we ended up having the Delta variant. So it was a long time, for this to come out of our bodies. Actually, now as I'm doing this voiceover, we're still currently dealing with certain symptoms, and it just feels like, will this ever leave our body? Well, bed is made. I'm all ready for the day, and now it's time for us to move on to, getting the kids dressed, ready for the day. Every day I like to get the kids, dressed in comfort clothes. But with COVID, I always checked their temperature 10 times a day. And let me just say, you will not believe at one moment the kids will be fine. Like right now, the kids are fine. They didn't have a fever, but then 2 hours later, they ended up having the highest fever. So it was just really random how the fevers would fluctuate. But I'm getting baby Matthew ready. Hubby's getting ready. And then you can see here, it's actually really cute. The kids got this little Amazon booklet of toys in the mailbox. So that is what they were looking at. They were picking out Christmas toys, which I thought was just so fun. It was the highlight of their day because, like I said, I didn't show the entire day, but the symptoms would just fluctuate. 1 minute they'll be fine, and then by nighttime it's so rough. So this was definitely that was the highlight of their day. So right now, hubby, he's taking a picture of the medical forms that Troy received from the hospital, stating that he does have COVID, all that he's been through, so that he's excused from school. The neighbor actually sent us a little boo basket for the kids, and she did not know how much this meant to us because not only were we dealing with COVID, but we were dealing with loss in the family as well. So it was just a lot going on at once. So the kids did receive some goodies, and it just meant so much to us, especially because we were quarantined and couldn't leave the house. So this was, just so fun to see. So I started cooking breakfast, and one of the things that I wanted to say is how thankful I am that our kids ate for the most part, because the doctor said that with having COVID, sometimes kids don't want to eat, they lose their appetite, but the only one that lost their appetite was the baby, and he lost his appetite for maybe a day and a half, and then it came back, thankfully. But with the older kids, they never lost their appetite. So I'm very, very thankful. So with us being sick, I made sure to cook breakfast, lunch, dinner, always offer snacks just because I wanted them to be hydrated. I wanted them to at least, if anything, their bellies were full, and that just made me feel at ease as a mom. So I did cook some eggs this morning. Now, something I didn't realize after all these years is that so much milk and just dairy in general can cause your phlegm to get worse. So, when I was going through my COVID symptoms, one of my biggest symptoms was just intense phlegm. Needless to say, I did not really know that because I'm over here like drinking coffee, eating cheesy eggs, but thank God I finally figured it out. But yeah, if you are sick with a lot of mucus and congestion, and try your hardest not to consume the dairy. But I went into feeding the baby. I always stand up and feed him just because it's easier and I don't want to get him out of his comfort zone. At least while he was sick, I held on to him a lot. And whenever he played by himself, it was a good day because he, at this point, just wanted to be, just in mama's arms the whole time. So I managed to edit a little bit, but not much. I ended off the morning taking the kids outside. It felt really nice just to have the kids, get some fresh air. This became, a daily routine where I will have to bring them out maybe 2 to 3 times a day so they don't feel so stuffy in the house. And this was also a good time for me to sometimes just air it out too. I'd leave the door open here and there. But yeah, that was our quick morning routine. I hope I never have to go through this COVID morning routine thing again. I hope this leaves our body completely and this just becomes a faint memory. But any thoughts, comments you have, leave them down below, and I'll see you in the next video.